It's another Q&A edition of Optimal Health Daily, episode 340, and I'm Dr. Neil Malik. Hey there, happy Friday, and welcome to another Q&A edition of Optimal Health Daily, where I answer your health questions related to fitness, diet and nutrition, and more. You send in the questions, and I answer them for you. It's like getting a free consult from me. Now, before we get into it, a big thank you to Talkspace for sponsoring this episode. Talkspace is an online therapy company that makes therapy affordable, confidential, and convenient, and they let you choose from over 1,500 licensed therapists. For a special offer just for you, come by Talkspace.com/OHD. That's Talkspace.com/OHD. As I always say, I want this to be a place of truth for you. To the best of my ability, I will try and give you the most current information, based not on necessarily my opinion, and I usually try and tell you when it is just my opinion, but based on research. What do the actual data say about what you're asking me? Now, why would you want to send in a question to me? What makes me so special? I have my doctorate degree in public health with an emphasis in chronic disease prevention and nutrition. I'm also a registered dietitian nutritionist, a certified exercise physiologist or personal trainer, same thing, and certified health education specialist. I'm also the chair of the Department of Nutrition and Basic Sciences at Bastyr University, California, as well as faculty at 2 other universities. Needless to say, health, wellness, sharing information with others is truly my passion. And so I thank you for sending in these questions. This is my favorite part of the week. Now, sometimes people tell me it's easier for you. You're in this field. It's easier for you to do all of these healthy behaviors that you're telling us to do. And I'm going to say it's not. In fact, these past couple of weeks, I've been kind of spacing when I've been lecturing to my students. And I kind of had to announce to them, I skipped lunch today, I had meetings, and so forgive me if my body is low on blood sugar, my brain isn't quite catching up. That actually happened a few times. I couldn't find the time to have a balanced lunch. It's gotten to the point where my students now ask me, Dr. Neil, did you actually eat today? When I actually said, yes, I had time to eat a balanced lunch, I don't think they believed me. They asked me, what did you eat? They wanted to know exactly what I ate. But regardless, it is challenging for me to always eat balanced, to find time to eat right, to find time to exercise. So I get it. I work at it too. And so when you send me questions, I can often relate to those questions that you're asking me because I've also been through it. I've had to make some of these changes. I had these very same questions myself, so I'm happy to share my answers with you. All right, that's enough blabbering out of me. Let's get to today's question as we optimize your life.
Hello, my name is Katie, and I am from the Kansas City metro area. And I have a question regarding working out with somebody else of a different fitness level. I'm overweight, but I'm working on getting health. I'm slowly but surely rebuilding my physical capabilities. However, my mom is very obese, and so is my dad, and I would love to work out with them because I know that would be help them to get to working out. But at the same time, I also understand that some of the workouts that are great for me might not be great for them. So what would you recommend for, just something that we could all do together to where we could all get a good workout out of it without, somebody feeling like they just suck or something? Thank you very much.
Thank you for your question, Katie. First, I have to say, I think it's wonderful that you are involving your family and are collectively, as a group, striving towards improving your health and wellness. And like I always say, having that support system and that accountability, those are so important when it comes to sticking to these habits long term. So, congratulations on taking this first step. Now, for years, my workout buddy and I would hit the gym every Saturday morning at 9:30. That was our routine. We were both really good at sticking to this routine. If one of us had to cancel, we'd be sure to let the other know. And so that social support and accountability was great for us. And it really helped that neither of us had any nagging injuries at the time, so we were able to perform the same exercises, and since we were about the same size, we usually lifted the same amount of weight. But then, life started to happen. My friend got a new job. As a result, he ended up working longer hours and on weekends, and began to skip our Saturday morning workouts. Then, I got a new job. But I was lucky because my employer had a ginormous gym facility on site, so I could hit the gym every day during my lunch break. And so by the time the end of the week rolled around, I was so tired from working out every day, I started to skip our Saturday workouts too. Then, when we finally did meet up again, we quickly realized we were at very different fitness levels. My friend had been struggling to find time to stay active, where I was doing more than I had ever done before. So you can imagine, when we finally did end up hitting the gym together, I would be cruising through the workout, but my buddy would be struggling to catch up. I still remember coming home after working out on these Saturdays and telling my wife, I know I just spent an hour at the gym, but I feel like I barely did anything. I knew I didn't want to just stop working out with my friend, but the frustration in me kept building. So we decided to increase the intensity of my workout. By doing that, I would add some more exercises to the routine. For example, say we were performing squats. I would finish my set of squats. Then, while my buddy was completing his set, I would be doing push-ups. Once he was done with his set, he would rest, and I would jump back in and do my set of squats. Then repeat. Another example, let's say we were working on our biceps. While he was finishing his set of bicep curls, I would be doing some triceps dips or maybe some squats, but just using my body weight, something else to keep up my intensity. Sometimes I would also add more weight to make the exercise more intense or perform more repetitions of each exercise. But lifting heavier or performing extra reps irked him because he thought I was showing off, so I stopped doing that. Instead, I stuck to doing more body weight squats or push-ups or even pull-ups in between sets. That didn't seem to bug him as much. So the bottom line is that there are many ways to adapt your workout routine to suit the fitness levels of everyone involved. Here are some tips. First, you can modify the exercise. Let's say you and your family are going to go for a walk, but your family's walking pace is a bit slower than yours. Instead of walking with them at their pace, you can perform walking lunges next to them instead. Or, while walking at their pace, you walk backwards, carefully of course. Walking backwards will force you to use a whole different group of muscles, and trust me, you will feel it. Tip number 2, increase the intensity. This kind of relates to my last tip. This is because when you modify the exercise, you will often find it increases the intensity. But here's what I really mean by increasing the intensity. Let's use the same example. Say you and your family are going to go for a walk together. What you can do is, while they're walking at their own pace, you can jog or run to some landmark ahead of them. Maybe it's the next stop sign or lamppost, something like that. Then, while you wait for them to catch up, you can take a moment and catch your breath, or you can perform some squats just using your body weight, or lunges, or push-ups. All of these things will keep your heart rate nice and elevated, and you will definitely feel tired by the end of that walk. Tip number 3, use a heavier weight or perform more sets and repetitions. If you decide to go to the gym together to add some resistance training, let's say, then you could always use a heavier weight when compared to your family members. Or you could use the same weight as your family, but just perform more repetitions. Or you could perform the same number of repetitions, but just add in an extra set at the end. You could also take shorter rest breaks in between sets. So if after performing a set, your family, let's say, needs 3 minutes to recover, you only rest for 30 seconds or 1 minute. But again, be careful here so it doesn't seem like you're showing off. The bottom line is there are a number of ways to accommodate different fitness levels and yet still feel cohesive. Don't feel like you have to stick to my suggestions, of course. You can get really creative with these. The most important thing, though, is to make sure everyone feels included, no one feels left out, and everyone feels good afterwards. Thank you again for the question, Katie. You'll be entered into a very small raffle every month to win a book from us. And a big thanks again to my sponsor for today's episode, Talkspace. We all need to take better care of ourselves, and our mental health is no exception. That's why today's sponsor, Talkspace, the online therapy company, makes it easy to connect with an experienced, licensed therapist that you pick based on your preferences, and for a fraction of the price of traditional therapy. You can send your therapist text, audio, or video messages, or do a live video chat. Talkspace therapists are fully licensed and go through a rigorous screening process in addition to thousands of hours of supervised professional training. To match you with your perfect therapist, come by Talkspace.com/OHD. As a special offer for our listeners, you can use the coupon code OHD to get $30 off your first month, all while showing support for this podcast. That's the coupon code OHD and Talkspace.com/OHD. That's another week of Optimal Health Daily. Thank you, as always, for listening every day and all the way through. Have a wonderful weekend. I'll see you back here on Monday where optimal life awaits.
Hello, Life Optimizer. This is Justin Malik, creator and producer of this show and Optimal Living Daily, the brother podcast of this one. Literally, I'm Dr. Neil's brother. If you like the format of this show, you'll love Optimal Living Daily too, where I also read to you from blogs, but cover other topics like personal development, finance, and minimalism from bloggers like Derek Sivers, The Minimalists, Zen Habits, and many more. So for more amazing content read to you for free, come subscribe to Optimal Living Daily too, and together we'll optimize your life.
You've been listening to Optimal Health Daily. Be sure to hit the subscribe button to stay up to date on each new episode, and head to oldpodcast.com. That's oldpodcast.com for a free gift, as well as more actionable tips and resources to help you maximize your potential. Thanks for joining us, and remember, your optimal life awaits.